Hello YouTube family, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to give you some of my favorite releases for 2024. Now, if you have been watching my content heavily this year, you know that I have not been a fan of so many of these 2024 releases. I do feel like in the final hour of 2024, these brands are starting to come in clutch. And yeah, this list is not very long. I wanted to do like a top 20 and child, ain't been no top 20. So these are what we have, and we are about to dive into the ones that really did captivate me for 2024. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. All right, you guys, as always, before we start, please be sure that you are subscribed to the channel. This video actually may go a little shorter than planned because I feel like I'm about to lose my voice. So I hope I'm not getting sick the week before Christmas. Okay, so the first two I want to touch on are actually not individual releases. I want to highlight two houses in particular that really wowed me for the year. And so what I'm going to do is actually two dedicated videos to these houses so that I can give you just kind of like an overall scope of what they have to offer, because everything that I have smelled from the house of SNIF and actually from a new house of MARSTÉ, everything was just amazing to me. And so I do want to go ahead and give them some real shine in reviews, giving a house overview of many of their scents. So if I could add one from each brand, I don't even know what it would be because I was just so impressed. But I am loving the house of SNIF and I am loving the house of MARSTÉ. So just stay tuned for those dedicated videos because they are absolutely going to be new videos at the top of 2025. All right. So the first individual perfume I want to touch on is Guidance 46. This is going to be the flanker from Amouage. Wow. I mean, for Guidance, the original, to take so much shine in 2023 and follow up the following year with this baby right here, I just, wow. You know, my favorite perfumer of all time, Mr. Quentin Beach, gave us a follow-up on what I consider to be perfection. And truth be told, honey, I haven't sprayed the original Guidance very much since I got this 46 into my orbit. And this smells so dreamy and creamy and just magical. I cannot put into words how this fragrance actually makes me feel when I wear it or when I smell it. But this has all of the same notes as the original Guidance, okay? But there are a few additions that really do make the difference. The addition of ambrette, which if you are new here, I am obsessed with a good ambrette note. And in addition to that, they added a little bit of almond to the mix and Georgie wood. And so I feel like in addition to those notes, they've actually toned down the Akigala wood just a hair to my nose, and it just smoothed everything out and made it elevated even more. The original Guidance is absolutely a masterpiece, and this is an improvement upon that. So if you are wondering if it is worth the price point, I can't tell you that. Me personally, I would absolutely repurchase this. Paid full price because I bought it as soon as it was released. I was actually minding my business on vacation when this dropped. You all told me about it and I just went on ahead and bought it. But at first I was like, I couldn't understand the justification of the huge price hike. Okay, Guidance is already like $380. But now that I have had this, I have worn it, I would pay the $500 and whatever $20 to repurchase it because it is just that good. This is a fragrance that is going to last you all day until you wash it off. It will be in your clothes. You don't need a lot. So you're talking about cost for sprays? Absolutely. But I mean, I do understand also that this price point is just a lot for some people to stomach. And honey, get a travel size, a decant, because it will probably last you for 6 months. You don't even need a full bottle of something this strong. Truth be told, I'm just keeping it 100, but this scent, the way it wears, the way it makes me feel, absolutely worth every penny, plus tax, plus shipping, plus tip, plus what else can they tack on to it, honey? Duties, it doesn't matter. I will pay it again. All right. So again, this one is Guidance 46, and this is from the house of Amouage. So this next one is definitely one that stole my little heart. It took me 3 tries to get this bottle in my hand. I kept trying to order it from NEIMAN fragrance, and I don't know what the breakdown in scanning or the, what do you call it, a distribution of this fragrance was from Atlanta, but they kept sending me the patchouli one and it smelled really good. I'm not even gonna lie, but this is what I ordered, so this is what I wanted. Marshmallow musk. This is probably one of the most elevated gourmands in my collection. This is also a gourmand. I always describe it as something that could literally be a signature scent. That is how beautiful, soft, feminine, elevated, classy this is. It is so beautiful. It is floral, it is powdery, it's musky, it's got just a hint of lavender in there to add a gorgeous complexity to the scent. And when I say a touch of lavender, I really mean a touch. Like, this is less lavender than Burberry Goddess. So if you don't love lavender, fear not, because they have nailed it in this fragrance. So let me read you off all of the notes. This opens with Earl Grey tea, a lavender and magnolia petals. It has middle notes of jasmine, marshmallow, and iris, and it has base notes of musk, woody notes, vanilla, and powdery notes. So if you are one that really does enjoy a powdery, a musky fragrance, lots of marshmallow sweetness, vanilla, little floral touch of lavender, this is one you will probably love, but you do have to like it powdery and musky. Some people find that combination with the white florals to be a little mature. So bear in mind, you know, that I am saying it is powdery, but if you love powdery feminine fragrances that are also gourmand, please check this one out. It's pricey, but again, would gladly repurchase. Bought this with my own money, but honey, Erfe, they make some gorgeous fragrances. I tried 3 from this range, and I also want to try the rest of them. Why not? I might as well just get a whole discovery set, because the 3 that I have smelled are of exquisite quality and they're just worth it to me, in my opinion. All right, so this one again is Marshmallow Musk from the house of Erfe. So this next one is one that started off as a like. I bought this along with the sample at the same time, so if I hated it, honey, it was gonna go back, get my $300 and some odd dollars. But Hamile Satin by Dries Van Noten is so good, and this one is definitely one that needs time to sit, macerate, come together, because I'm so glad that I gave this one time. Sometimes when I'm paying this price point, I try to make up my mind right away if I'm able to return it and get a refund. I'm gonna be honest. But I sprayed the sample and I was like, okay, this is nice, this is unique, but I don't know. But I couldn't stop smelling myself, so that's usually a sign. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, open the full bottle, give myself a full wear, and it was a like. It really was. But honey, I went back to this a couple weeks later, and then, you know, as the season started to change, I just gravitated towards it a lot more. This is chamomile tea, but it is done in a very soft and refined way, because that particular note can get super herbaceous to the point where it's challenging in other fragrances for me. This has a very classy, non-gourmand vanilla. Like, this is a Guerlain behind this, and it really comes through in the sophistication of the way this wears. This is one of the most comforting, classy vanillas in my collection, and definitely a unique one. So this one opens with chamomile and petitgrain. You have middle notes of lavender, orange blossom, Turkish rose, and you have base notes of vanilla, musk, and galbanum. Very complex in this note structure, and it really does come through in the scent, but this is complex that is wearable. That is what I enjoy most about it. The petitgrain is not overly green and sharp to me. When I first sprayed this, I got like this hit of lavender, and I don't really get that anymore. Again, I bought this brand new release, like fresh off the press release, and so this has developed into something extraordinarily gorgeous. Again, one that could be a signature scent, and it's just so well balanced. If you love vanilla, if you love chamomile, you want something beautiful, cozy, slightly aromatic, herbaceous, a little sweet, a little floral, then I really do think you would enjoy this one. This is such a stunner, and I highly recommend you get your nose on this. It's not going to be one for everyone, okay? None of these are, but this was absolutely a favorite for 2024 for me. So the next one I want to talk about is actually a little combo, and I mentioned this one in a previous video, but baby, how could I not include my own releases in 2024? Absolutely, Peach Aura made the list. Oh my God, the positive responses and the love that you all have shown for this fragrance, thank thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because I know that peach can just be a difficult note. So I wasn't even expecting the same level of love that I got from MAHNI CASSONADE, but here y'all go. Supporting, loving, sharing, and I'm so grateful. So peach Arum is inspired by peach cobbler, but I've always said this is not going to be super foodie. If you're not a fan of peach, if you are not a fan of like literal gourmands, honey, fear not. This peach wears very differently, and it always makes me happy to get those notes from people that say peach is just difficult for me. They're loving it. Gourmands, not really my thing, loving it. Same with MAHNI CASSONADE. Like a lot of people that was like, I'm really not a gourmand girl, but honey, you ate down on MAHNI CASSONADE. Same type of, you know, response with this one. I am a woman of a certain age, okay? So even though I'm coming out with these gourmands, honey, they got to have a level of sexy sophistication to them. Don't get me wrong now. I love me a true to life foodie literal gourmand, but I know that is such a small sector of, you know, what people really do wear and love. And so though I do love that, I just want to create something that's just a little bit more crowd pleasing and wearable for the average woman. And I find that this definitely is that. My mom's response when she first smelled this, it solidified the fact that this is like the one. She loved it. Now she was not too keen on MAHNI. My mom is not gonna say I don't like it. What she will say when it comes to perfumery is, I just gotta get used to it. Okay, so those were her thoughts about MAHNI CASSONADE, and it's no shade. We cannot control the experience that other people have with our fragrances, and no one fragrance is going to make everyone happy. So that's just what it is. But she loves this one, okay? I and the rest of my family, we love us some MAHNI CASSONADE, and we have the body cream, okay? These layer and pair so beautifully. Literally peach cobbler a la mode, but make it sexy, make it grown up, because your girl is knocking on the door of 43. So we gotta have something that works for the girls, you know, of all the ages. And MAHNI CASSONADE is now available in the body cream. And when I tell you, exquisite cream, very hydrating, luxurious, and it smells just like the perfume, of course. So if you're not familiar, MAHNI CASSONADE has notes of vanilla ice cream, you know, cashmere in. It's got a little bit of amber, musk, lots of toffee and brown sugar, and amberwood, and it is a very beautiful take on vanilla, very unique as well. So these were absolutely some favorites for 2024 because I helped to create them. So yeah. Okay, not a shameless plug. They really do deserve a spot on this list. So this next one is newer to my collection. And I mean, Lattafa has just been such a bright star, silver lining in the 2024 releases for me. And they really came correct with this one. They really put their foot in this scent. This is Terak Intense, and this fragrance is a flanker of the original, but has absolutely nothing to do with the original. The original, it was a declutter for me very soon after I got it, because it was one of those super sweet pears, and I just can't get with that scent profile right now in my life. Also, from my favorite nose, you know, this one and the original. Also, La Belle. So the original Terak reminded me of La Belle a lot, okay? Same nose, and I just didn't feel the need to have that one in my collection. I have the original La Belle, and it is probably going bad at this point. I don't wear it anymore. It's just too sweet. So when they announced this one, I was like, oh, I don't know. Let me look at the notes. So relieved to see the notes had nothing to do with the original, so I bought it immediately. This is so sexy. It's ambery, sugary, sweet resins, okay? So this is the type of amber that I love to experience this time of year, but it also has a very sexy plum liquor, saffron. So if you are in the market for a very sexy, unisex, but very sweet fragrance, you must get your nose on this. This shot up to like literally my favorite Lattafa. Just that fast. When I tell you my first wearing experience with this, I could not stop smelling myself. Bang for your buck. Just please, just get it. If you love saffron, you love sugary sweet ambers, you love plum, you want it slightly boozy, you want it very sexy, I don't need to say nothing else because that is what this is. Terak Intense by Lattafa. Absolutely a favorite for 2024. So next up on this list, this should be no shocker, okay? Cirque du Soleil Let Up Parfum just wowed me from the get. Blind buy, I think all of these, oh my God, all of these were blind buys with the exception of this baby right here. So Cirque du Soleil has given us a carnival experience. Actually, I would say you have to be into literal gourmands to really vibe with this one, but it is still so wearable. That is what I love about this. I didn't know what to expect. This is a Circus bringing out a perfume with notes like cotton candy, caramel, popcorn. I was expecting something just maybe a little juvenile and cheap smelling. I'm gonna be just frank, okay? But baby, oh my God. This is for the true gourmand girlies. This features top notes of cotton candy, red apple, and bergamot, middle notes of butter, popcorn, freesia, and iris petals, and you have base notes of caramel, vanilla bean, amber, and sandalwood. What I love most about this fragrance is that it's got such a heavy dose of the vanilla, the caramel, the cotton candy. And so paired with that red apple, paired with the popcorn, you're starting to get just a number of desserts in this one fragrance. You see the cotton candy and the apple, they come together and it's almost like you're getting this red candy apple vibe, okay? But you can also pick out the cotton candy. Then you have the popcorn and it's paired with, of course, the caramel. So you're getting literally like a caramel popcorn vibe and sprinkled with lots of vanilla. How can we go wrong? That's what I thought before I pulled the trigger and blind bought this. And they just really did this scent justice for this being their very first launch. It really makes me hopeful that we will see more fragrances from this particular house, okay? So a favorite for this year, of course, is Cirque du Soleil's Let Up Parfum. So next up is going to be a designer, and this is from the house of Donna Karen. This is Cashmere and Palo Santo. I saw that they were about to release the 4, I think, from this new range, and I saw the notes, and as soon as these pretty much were released, I just blind bought it. I didn't need to hear no reviews. I just wanted to see what it smelled like, okay? I got this and it came with the broken cap, so unfortunate, but I got a full refund and I got to keep the perfume. So would I repurchase this? Absolutely. Even though technically, I guess you can say I didn't purchase it because it was free, but I tried, okay? They sent it, it came damaged, so they refunded it. But Cashmere Palo Santo is a gorgeous designer fragrance at a reasonable price point that will get you so many compliments and it smells magnificent. This is very grown up, it's sexy. It features a peach, but a very wearable peach, okay? So you do not have to fear. To me, this has so much beautiful vanilla. It features a Palo Santo, so the woody facets of this just come off a little different because I don't see a lot of Palo Santo feature in fragrances. It's always like a sandalwood or cedar or guaiac wood, just, you know, the regular schmegulars. I only have about 3 fragrances in my entire collection that feature Palo Santo, but it really does come through so beautifully in this scent. This is feminine to me. It's very sweet and it's highly addictive. There's not a lot of notes. I think they feature like a labdanum, which doesn't actually come off leathery at all to me. They feature the Palo Santo and the cashmere. How could I forget that? The cashmere is what makes it so cozy and adding to that sexy quality. Something about a cashmere note, it just does that, okay? So you don't have a lot mentioned in here, but this is just so good. If you have never smelled it, you need to get your nose on it, okay? For some reason, this comes off as very ambery to me. Even though they don't really mention an amber note, it comes off as like a really syrupy, crystalline, resinous amber. That's what I get, but beautiful. Absolutely a love, love, love for 2024 and a designer. A lot of these are actually designer, you guys. How many? Oh my gosh. Like, wow, the designers have stepped it up because typically when I do this video at the end of the year, honey, we probably got like 1 designer that makes the list. But yeah, the last one I want to touch on, I told you it's going to be a very short list because 2024 was difficult. This is going to be Prodigy from Mayan Games. This is an exquisite rose coffee fragrance that just wears very differently, super elevated. So this is a little lactonic because it does feature like this cafe creamy latte experience, but it also has a very beautiful rose that doesn't wear like a jammy rose. It doesn't. There's definitely a sweetness to it, it, but it's coming from other components. So don't fear that you're gonna get this and it's gonna smell like Intense Cafe. Very different fragrances. This features a patchouli, but the patchouli is so smooth and very well done. If you are a hater of patchouli, still try it because you just never know, okay? But this was such a non-problematic patchouli. And honestly, when I smell this, I get something slightly earthy, but it doesn't come off as a patchouli to me. Maybe because it's so high quality. Like, I don't know. It is not smelling like a designer patchouli at all. It's almost going to come off in the way that, you know, my lovely patchouli 55 Night by Kriegler. It's not going to be as forward as that patchouli, but the way that it captures that smooth patchouli essence, same thing here, okay? Not super dirty, definitely not scratchy, just perfection. So in addition to that, it also features some blonde woods, some vanilla, and you've got just a little bit of cardamom in there. The cardamom is very dialed back. I wouldn't consider this to be like a super spicy scent or anything like that. Very smooth, creamy rose with a delicious coffee facet that's not too dark and sharp, because it is definitely more of like a cappuccino or a coffee latte experience. So it all comes together to give us something exquisite. That is what I can say about all of my Mayan Games fragrances. If you have not tried this house, I know Scent Split definitely has decants, so get your nose on these, especially because they're so pricey. But I just feel like it's one of those houses where something in that house is going to resonate with you. They have something for everyone, but they're all very classy, very well executed, very high quality, right on down to the packaging, okay? So again, this one is Prodigy, and this was actually gifted to me from So Avant-Garde, but would I repurchase this if it was empty? Probably so, okay? It's so beautiful, all right? So that is my video for today, you guys. These are my loves for 2024. Please drop me a comment below and let me know some that have really, really touched you for this year, that have wowed you, that have really resonated with your scent taste, and maybe some that just, you know, not your scent taste normally, but it just really captivated you and you are loving it. I am dying to know. I am doing my last batch recording for the year, so if I do not see you again, happy holidays, and I will check back in with you guys in the top of the new year. It has been real. I love you all, YouTube. Be sure to give me a big thumbs up. Be sure you're subscribed, and I will catch you guys on the next one.